All right, continuing on our equipment trailer project here. Got a lot of work done. Sorry I didn't film some of it. I want to thank GMEC Senior for doing a lot of this work. So a couple of things of advice. I'll show you with the drum on. So had some issues with this. Our bearings, let me find, sometimes you can mix up bearings very easily. And in the case of this thing, if you look at this bearing, this is actually the outer bearing. And unfortunately, there is no number on that. It literally is wore that much. So here's the old races and everything. GMEC Senior is in there replacing all these bearings. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever, but I want to do a shout out for eTrailer.com. Put a link in the description below. That they were a big help in getting us the parts we needed. And in using their bearings. GMEC Senior right now is finishing up the last one. Starting to get busy in the shop. So it's awesome that he's doing this. So he's already got, getting ready to put the inner side bearing, the larger one. So he's packing it with grease. We keep a 5-gallon can of grease in supply. So he's repacking the bearing, gonna install it. And the seal will get installed as well. So basically, you'll pound this in place nice and gently and easily. And that's how you remove the old races too.
Yeah.
Here's the seal. That'll be installed as well on the outside. Let me show you the spindle. So in the process of this too, again, back to eTrailer.com. Here's the new brakes on this. Doing this in segment, might be all one video. So I ordered the kits left and right. As you can see, that's all brand new. Here's the spindle, all nice and cleaned up. We also in the process with this too, I'll put a link in the description for the suspension parts, that we replaced this too, because this was all rusty. Everything was in pretty rusty, rough shape. Probably was original. Put all new nylon bushings in here. Each on this trailer in particular, there's only 2. You got one here and you got one there. So basically this whole suspension is going to be brand new. Brakes are all brand new. Master cylinder looked like it was in good shape, so I left that. I'll be rebuilding, getting that hitch back together shortly. I'll video that. So it's that time of the year. Springtime's coming. You better check out your mower, make sure it's ready to go for the upcoming, grass is going to grow in, maybe in your area. I know we're getting warm weather now, but it's going to turn cold again. So, but yeah, just wanted to show these parts here. This is what we're doing right now. If you want any more information, or drop me a question down below in the comments, or message me on some of the bearings and stuff like that on how to do this. Maybe I'll do a future video on it more in depth. I want to talk about products we used here for this. This is Rustoleum seal and reforming seal. And as you can see, that's where a lot of the rust was. I'm going to film when we install the hydraulic lines. This trailer's, as you can see, hydraulically controlled. So here's, I had to do some welding on it. I added a brace in here that was missing, and then I welded that one back into place. A couple other spots here. GMEC Senior straightened out that fender. There's a little wrinkle in it, nothing big deal. I'm gonna cut the back section out, that's rusty. We're gonna do that as well. So this is just a quick rundown on the trailer here. Matter of fact, there's the piece that we replaced. And you can see that it is pretty wore. What can I say? Trailer owners, you see a grease fitting, grease it. Don't let it go, because this is what happens when you don't grease it. They get wore and ate out like that. And then it's very costly to replace everything. But anyway, just want to give you an update on this. Going to be all through maybe a couple videos. I don't know yet, saying that in here, but hey, or just passing on some information. Another step into my trailer restoration project. Got busy in the shop, got busy working in my job. Customers are coming in with it being springtime now, basically. The grass is starting to grow. And by the way, if you watch the channel and I service your mower or sharpen whatever blade or tool you had, thank you. I appreciate it very much, and I'm always here to help. So hit me up in the comments, whatever. But I'll update you on the progress, what me and GMEC Senior's been working on this thing quite a bit. I just basically got the first coat of paint on it, didn't film it because it's no big deal. But what I will talk about, some spots I used that Rustoleum Reform and Seal where it was extra rusty. The truck bed coating on the outside areas, I used a roller and a brush for that. Currently I am out, but now I want to get into the part of, because and I don't know how to judge this, and there's probably other YouTubers out there like Project Farm or whatnot that could measure, but let's see here. We had a coat of this, I don't know where the can got to, but we had a quart can of the Reform and Seal to be able to do it, that you brush it. I think I still have some of that left. Not, actually, no, we might have used that. Anyway, so bottom line is, I used, I believe, 3 cans, because I think that other one is empty as well. 3 cans of the Reform and Seal, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cans of the truck bed coating. There was a couple spots that I welded, and then there's going to be spots that I'm going to have to touch up, which I'm going to get some more of the spray, because what I found was when I was trying to get into nooks and crannies with the brush, it was a little harder. I do like spots like that to use the roller. This has 2 coats on it. That over there only has 1. Camera probably doesn't show it, but I'm going to get some more spray and spray this up. You know, you got to think about when you're doing a project like this. I'm no painter. I'm not perfect. Like I said, beat me up in the comments all you want. Don't care. This is my project. This is not yours. Again, there's only 1 coat. So just putting the information out there and the products I have used. We will see how this works. Let me show you my other trailer. Okay, this is my 2011 PA International, and I rolled the truck bed coating on this thing about 5 years ago. As you can see, it's going to need it again. The main reason why, I believe, is it sits out in the sun. It's hardly kept inside. And the mower decks, as you can see, rub on the trailer quite a bit. On top of that, if one of them leaks, say oil or gas, look, I know it's true, it happens. So bottom line is, this is going to get painted again. Once the other trailer's done, that's probably when I'll do this again, and I will use the truck bed coating again. It's just easy, it's simple, it's cheap. Also, I'm going to paint the wheels again, and they're not going to be white, as you can see here. That's what happens with the white paint. So that is, you know, basically what I'm showing here. The underneath I did not paint. I will admit that. What I did is I used fluid film on the underneath, so it's still original. And when I painted it, I even put tape over there over the PA International. As you can see, it actually is causing it to come off. So unfortunately, I'm probably going to scrape that off. So, but this trailer has been good to me. Bought it off Cook's Farm Equipment, brand new, 2011. I have approximately $3,400 purchase price when I paid for this thing. This is a 7,000 pound trailer, which means this thing is about 2,400 empty, which gives you a capacity of, I use just 5,000 pounds. So it's probably actually about 2,000 pounds empty weight. So that gives you to 7,000 pounds. Not a lot of capacity. Thus the reason why I purchased the other trailer. The rating on that one is 10,000 pounds, and that one weighs almost the same. So the payload is a lot more, pretty much the same as my dump trailer, which when buying a dump trailer, I talked about this in another video. We'll talk about the paint on this one. As you can see, it is a trailer, but they do 1 coat on them, and over time in different spots, it'll just start to peel. So, but there you can see back at the tailgate, this the last thing that this hauled was a load of stone, as you can see, and I believe they had rock in it too that they were tearing out from a job, and like all the corners and stuff. The good thing is this is all heavy steel, but it is going to wear, as you can see. So this here will get painted again as well. So let's go back to the equipment trailer. So bottom line, is it worth taking and buying? I'm gonna tally this all up and I'll put it in the video of, is it worth buying a used trailer like this? Till I transferred everything, I had $1,503. I had to travel approximately an hour to purchase this. You could factor that in as well. So currently, off the top of my head, like I said, I'm going to tally everything up. I'm probably going to be at about $800 so far. I have to get some more paint. I have the boards purchased, and I'm going to stain them yet. Probably, from what I'm hearing, using Topps' water seal to put on the boards, and then probably periodically do that as needed. But overall, the bottom line question that I'm going to show in this video, not necessarily restoring it, but what I'm going to talk about is it worth doing something like this? I see misprices on different trailers. I think there's cheaper ones out there. Quite frankly, my dump trailer, I think, ended up being a cheap one. Cannot find any more on it. Check out my playlist on it. I did many rants on that and the issues I had and how limited it is only used. This trailer here will be my first one with surge brakes. I did save this. There's still a little bit of a bend in it, but tolerable for me. If I don't like it, I'll end up cutting the darn thing off and welding a new one on it. But to me, it's good enough. I don't think it's going to be terrible. So it is what it is. Now, what I may do is cut this front part off because I think it's higher. Was this originally like this from brand new? I don't know. So the other thing I have to paint yet is the knuckle that goes on the front yet, and then we'll put that on. Then we'll try it, see how everything works. If that doesn't work out, like I said, I'll end up replacing that. So I was trying to do it on a budget. I always wanted an equipment trailer that I could haul a little more on it for the shop, whether it be skid steer or excavator. I still have the ramps to work on yet. I want to get them in after I take this out. Once it's finished painting, which I'm hoping to get done today, maybe I'll throw a little bit of that in the video here, but just want to pass some information on what products I use when I go to paint something. I will tell you, if you're going to use the spray cans of the truck bed coating, look at my floor. It did make a mess. The cool thing is I did it before, so it will sweep up. And that's what my shop is for. So I'll show you the ramps. I stuck the ramps back here out of the way. The one is in good shape. It's not bent at all. The other one is bent. So I'll have to take some time, straighten that, and also weld it up and get it right, which no big deal for me. But I don't see once if I put this whole trailer thing into a whole video series. I don't know yet. I could talk about, when you're painting something like this, like I said, look at the floor. I laid on a creeper, as you can see the marks on the floor trying to paint this thing. I wish I could put it on my lift, but I could not. It's too wide. But you become a mess. Take my advice, suit up to do something like this. Buy yourself a paint suit to paint this. I don't think they're that expensive. Matter of fact, I'm going to look for one because I did not. I wore old clothes. Should have wore sleeves. I did have a respirator on and safety glasses, but let me tell you, I did get washed up from it, but it wasn't that easy. So even when you're brush painting, you do take and get paint on you, so take that into consideration. One thing I do like, the truck bed coating does, you can paint very well in the brush form. You can paint that very well in a well-ventilated area, such as my shop right now, because I have the doors open. and it doesn't really have a bad smell. Now, the Reforman seal, on the other hand, that stuff does have a pretty good odor to it, and I do think it says it on the can and talks about that. But anyway, this will be part of this series of a trailer restoration / what would I do? And is it worth, I think I'm going to call it, is it worth restoring a used trailer, or should you buy a new one? Thanks for watching. This is GMAC. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Remember, keep on wrenching, or maybe keep painting. See you in the next video.